It's one of those nights that I just fell into this. Come on, go away. Okay, so we have just had load shedding, unexpected, unscheduled, and it's supposed to have stopped at 6 o'clock and it didn't. So I hope that I've managed to get onto Facebook, because if you are 7 minutes late with Facebook, you have to reschedule the whole thing. I'll just get myself close because it's really cold here. It's been 11 degrees today. There you go. All right. Okay, so I'm sorry you had to wait. And please, if you're on Facebook, let me know if we are live, because I really do not know if I had that 10 seconds to get onto Facebook. Right, so we're going to be talking about an amazing question that I got today, last week, after the last tiny seeds, and it is about recovering from trauma. So let's just go back. I don't know where I've got the question here, but it is, the question was, how do you then get through that trauma in real time today? You've had trauma, and how do you get through the unresolved trauma? Such a pertinent question, because we can't avoid trauma. Trauma is part of life. It is not something that we are actually supposed to avoid. Sorry, I'm trying to get the light right ready because it was pitch dark here. And I couldn't do anything before the time. I literally had to switch light on, press go, and here I am. So we cannot avoid trauma. It's actually natural. It's part of life. What makes it harder is if we have never learned how to handle trauma, if we've been shielded from trauma, or if we have been over-traumatized or traumatized and have unresolved trauma from our childhood. I'm going to use, I think I used a trauma example for you last week, but I'm going to use that again. So my current trauma that I have to go through is I'm alone, or I'm all alone. So this is my example. So I'm all alone. So somebody died, and suddenly I am all alone. And if I had that trauma as a child, I'm all alone. I had a playpen outside. I'm all alone. This is one of my earliest memories. 3-4 years old. I don't even know how old I was. Growing up, playing by myself with whatever I could find to keep myself busy. I'm all alone. Everybody else is going around somewhere. I am all alone. And then that traumatic decision at 12 that my parents are never going to be there for me. So, and I have to do all of this by myself. So that is my trigger for going into action and self-protecting and taking all the responsibility on myself. But it's also my biggest trauma. I'm all alone. So I'm all alone. I'm all alone. For a lot of people, it's that. And for a lot of people, it is, I mustn't. For a lot of people, it is, I'm going to be abandoned, because I have been abandoned as a child by somebody. Emotionally is fine. Somebody died. Somebody preferred somebody else to me. We've got a lot of unresolved traumas. And it is because the tiny little child mind has not been able to see whatever which could have been natural part of life, has not been able to be worked through, or has not been supported, or has been ignored, or has actually been unknowingly, sometimes knowingly, perpetuated and caused by our parents, our primary caregivers. So tough luck, here we sit, we've got this trauma. And now, as an adult, if I now have somebody leading me, dying, my response is going to be, I'm all alone. I am not going to feel the trauma as an adult if that original trigger is unresolved. Seriously, people, clearly, I'm a grown-ass woman. right? With a lot of resources. I do this work. I'm not going to go away. Go away, so I can talk. So I do this work, but if I have not resolved that I'm a lone thing as an adult, if I am now left, or if somebody dies that's close to me, I am going to feel that trauma exactly the same way I felt as that 3-year-old playing outside by myself, as that 12-year-old who knew I had nobody. So the trauma that I'm feeling is real through the eyes of a 3-year-old. Think about it logically. Use me as an example, because if you're sitting in current trauma and I say to you, somebody died, you're going to get over it, you're going to slap me. You should. But if you say to me, Louise, you're strong, you're resourceful, go and mourn, there'll be a time, and you'll get over it. And you mean it, and you say it with love. It's the truth, you can say that. But what we don't know is that whatever we're going through, this is something we need to go through as an adult. I am not going to die from being alone. I am resourceful. I'm going to make new connections. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to take care of the shock. I'm going to talk about it a lot. I'm going to write about it if I need to. I'm going to feel my feelings, which is all the tools we're supposed to be doing. Talk about it a lot. Don't refuse to feel our feelings. Feel our feelings. Write about it, or do things for ourselves that is kind to us. Sleep more, eat well, go for walks, go out with friends, even if you feel terrible. Still go out with friends. Find interesting things to do. Live moment by moment until you are better, because you will get better if you do these things. So, as an adult, I can get through. I'm all alone, or I am abandoned, which are the main ones. We have other subcategories of it. I'm never going to be loved again. I'm not acceptable if I don't have somebody with me. So there are many subcategories of our trauma beliefs, but these ones are the main ones. So as an adult, I'm not going to die if I am all alone. I have resources and I'm supposed to find ways to get through it. I'm not going to die if I'm abandoned. I have resources, I have tools, I can ask for help, and I can get through it. It's the belief of a child that is the thing that really gets us stuck. So it's that mindset to start saying to ourselves, this sucks, I don't like this, but I will get through it. We have to start saying that out loud. So our subconscious, who's believing that we're going to die because we're all alone or being abandoned, can catch up and go like, okay, we're saying it out loud, therefore it must be true. I'm a grown-up. It sucks, but I'm going to get through it. Like, it's not like your magic phrase. Start saying that out loud, your subconscious will believe you. So that's number one. Number two is, because you're having a real reaction. It's real. It's not imaginary. You are experiencing that real feelings as if you're going to die. Because if you were a 3-year-old, you were going to die if you're being abandoned or left all alone. So the cortisol reaction is real. The shock reaction, all these harmful chemicals going through our bodies, they are real. You have to take care of yourself. You have to sleep more, you have to walk in nature, you have to talk a lot, you have to scream if you need to. You have to express your feelings, be kind to yourself, and be extra kind to yourself, doing nice things for yourself, like going for a massage. So be aware the cortisol in your body is real, it's harmful for you. If it's not removed, it is removed by having fun, it is removed by sleeping well, it's removed by relaxing and taking care of yourself. So that is how you get rid of it. So that's number two, take care of yourself. Number three, for the time being, start living in the moment. Just start living for this moment. Get through today, get through the next 10 minutes. Don't worry about 2 years from now. Make peace with the fact, accept. This is how it's going to be. Make peace with the fact that it's going to take time. Get through the next 10 minutes. And when you get good at it, you get through the next hour. And when you get good at that, you get through the day. And that's how you do it. One bite at a time. Just one bite at a time. And in order to get through the first 10 minutes of the first minute, what I love is the serenity prayer, because the serenity prayer says to you very clearly, and you can use it no matter what your belief system is. It says, let go that which you have no control over. Figure out what you do have control over, and then do it. Go read the serenity prayer. You'll see that you can apply it like that. What don't I have control over? Let it go. What do I have control over? Ah, let me do that. Okay. The fourth thing which keeps us in trauma is squishing it down. If we squish it down, if we don't let it out because we fear it, it harms us. It becomes post-traumatic stress disorder. Anything that we don't work through, willingly experience or express can become, and most likely will become, post-traumatic stress disorder. Post-traumatic stress disorder is something that you can be traumatized into over and over and over once you are in it. So if you're in the shock phase, expressing your feelings, talking about it a lot, it helps you get it out of you and taking care of yourself. If you're in post-traumatic stress disorder already, you don't want to talk about what caused you the post-traumatic stress disorder. That's when you start needing serious expertise help. And there's not a lot of even psychiatrists who knows that you're not supposed to re-traumatize somebody by saying, how did you feel at the moment? That's just a question you just don't answer. You just refuse to answer it. If you already have post-traumatic stress disorder, your memory is gone, you have flashbacks, you have problems sleeping, you are feeling like you're outside your body. That's the most important of all of it. You feel like you are not yourself. You are outside of your body. It's like, I'm here, but I'm not the normal me. I don't have control over this person who's here. If you're there, somebody asks you to go back to the feelings and explain to you how you felt that moment when your shock happened, you blankly refuse, because you just say, no, I'm not going to let you re-traumatize me, because that is how you get re-traumatized. That is when you need to get out of it. And the safest way to get out of this EFT tapping, there are other modalities, but that's the safest way to get out of it. Then the next thing is really important. If you refuse to accept whatever happened, you're keeping yourself in the trauma. Now that's normal. That's a normal part of shock grief system, is that you are first going to deny what has happened. You do that, you're keeping yourself stuck. So it's an amazing thing once you figure it out. The faster you accept what sucked, the faster you will move through it. So when you've done that, when you've accepted, again, it sounds like this. I don't like this. It sucks. I hate this. It's hateful. I don't want to be in this situation, but it is how it is. It's acceptance. Acceptance is not, oh, I'm good. It's one. That's not. Acceptance is, I'm in this situation. I don't like it. This is how my emotional state is. It is what it is. Let me take the next step. Saying, pretending to ourselves or keeping ourselves stuck by blaming people, focusing on what other people did wrong, trying to pretend it didn't happen. All of those things keeps us stuck. Stuck is nasty. We don't want to be stuck. We want to start moving through it, accept. And again, I'm going to say this again. I don't like this. This sucks, but it is how it is. And then you go to the next step. What can I do? Because what can I do is your magic phrase. It is the thing that gets you out of powerlessness. If you have had a really bad experience, a shock, something that you don't want to have happened, but it has, a very big part of our anger, of our struggle to accept, is the fact that we feel so helpless and powerless. When we go one step on, which is what can I do in this minute? Just this minute. What can I do in this minute? What can I do in the next 10 minutes? When we start saying that, we get into the habit of self empowerment. What can I do? That is self empowerment. And that's extremely important for us to start to get a feeling that we are getting control back of our lives. Just to have a sense that there is something in this life that I can hold on to. My ability to choose what I'm going to do in the next minute, in the next 10 minutes. And that is freaking good enough. It doesn't have to be better like that when we are in a crisis situation. Okay, so I still don't know if there's anybody watching on Facebook, so let me check. Hopefully, it's been in. Let me just quickly check and see what's going on here. Oh no, I don't see this, but there's a mark. Okay. Oh, Lena, hi. Nice to see you there. Okay, Facebook is live. It's the biggest relief that I don't have to go and set the whole thing up again because it takes about 15 minutes and then Facebook makes you wait and then it takes about half an hour before we go live. Right, so if there's anybody who has any questions, if there's anybody who watches afterwards, if there's anybody who knows of somebody who is still struggling with the getting through the day, getting through current trauma, please share this. Please pass this on. If you have any questions, this is when you should not be alone. This is when and I very rarely use the word should. This is a really good case of using the word should, because one of the things that we do when we've had a harder upbringing is that we believe that we can't ask for help. One of the advantages of going through trauma, and I know it sounds like a silly thing to say, but one of the advantages of going through trauma is that it breaks us open. It makes us willing to start asking for help, to let other people into our lives, and to willingly look at how can I do things differently. Being broken open is hard, but it is totally amazing. And the moment as you go through it, it's really, really, really hard. But it is so amazing because it can be the start of the rest of your life. If you are willing to let other people in to help you. I promise you, me going through trauma has been extremely hard. I was roadkill. I've had shock for a long time, post-traumatic stress disorder. I've had adrenal burnout. I have been in pieces and I struggled. I couldn't get out of bed in the morning. I didn't know how to go through the day. I didn't have me to tell me how to do it. I had to figure it out. And I was re-traumatized several times by a psychologist. So it was really, really hard. But it's been the biggest, biggest blessing in my life because it did break me open. It did make me willing to actually look at things differently. It made me willing to let other ideas and opinions in. And when you've gone through it, you get to a place where you have such a strong core and such peace and grace inside you that you know in the middle of this shitstorm that I'm going through right now, whether I like it or not, whether I want it or not, whether it was, my fitness back, whether it was something of my doing, it just happened, it doesn't matter. In the middle of my next shitstorm, I am going through it. I'm going through it. And this time, because I've used the lessons of what I've learned before, because I have through the previous time been willing to do the lessons and learn and adapt and change my viewpoints and find myself and find my inner strength, not what I thought I had, which was protective walls, but real deep inner strength and grace and peace and trust in myself and in the world. Because of that, you're not roadkill again, and you are able to navigate hard times better, because hard times come for all of us. If you're going through anything hard now, I'm sending you so much love. Um, Reach out to somebody, get help. If you want to post a private message, please go ahead. If you want to make a comment, if you have more questions, anytime, just let me know. Um, I am still not sure if it's anybody here because I don't have comments tonight, which is really, really weird. But who's visiting here? Who on earth is visiting here? Elise. Elise, how on earth did you get in here? Do you want me to add you to the stream? If you are here. Hello. Yeah, you're here. How did you get here? I have no idea how you got here. Do you want me to remove you?
Yes,
Yes? No?
please.
Yes. I
Yes,
don't know.
please.
I think Linda sent the wrong link. That was funny. If you accidentally got the wrong link and you want to join me in the studio, you can come and do that. I'm not going to hear much longer, but if you can, you're very welcome to come and join me, even accidentally. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we learn. I want to share this. This is a good comment. Yeah. So we do learn through personal trauma, and trauma is actually part of life. And if we just think about this, people die, stuff happens. When we are mindful and present, and we know how to go through it, we are more prepared for the unavoidable. We don't know. I'm not recommending that anybody go look for trauma. I mean, it's going to come, no matter whether you want it or not. But I am saying, if you are going through it, there's really nothing you can do about it. It is how it is. Okay. So, Elise, you are inside now. Don't go away. I'll talk to you. I'll say hi to you when you're off when you're off screen. So don't go away when I finish here. This is the perks of joining StreamYard Live. I don't know how this happened. Linda, I hope you are watching. I think you sent the wrong link out to people. Okay. All right. Please share. If you watch the replay, please do comment and give us some hearts. I have no heart tonight. Hearts make me very, very happy. So I have no hearts tonight. So please, if you're watching, give me some hearts. And see you next week.